Wavy gravy.
Oh. Scared me.
Hey, what's up, everyone? Welcome to OK Bud, the podcast where everything's gonna be okay, bud. I'm Ben Kissel on Instagram at BenKissel1, joined by Jerry Aquino.
Hello.
At Miss_Jerry, that's Jerii, and Kyle Plouffe.
Hey.
At Kyle Plouffe. Check out our Patreon, patreon.com/diebud. Watch every episode live and contribute to the show. You can also hear slurs that Jerry and Kyle say before the show begins.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm not the one that said the words Coke crumbs.
Okay.
but okay.
Fantastic. Also, feel free to shoot us an email, okbudpod@gmail.com. Share pictures of your pets, your bullies, or your defensive PETA, whatever you want to do. We are here.
No. Man, we have upset the PETA cult.
That's
Yeah.
all right. The PETA files will be just fine. Let's take care of animals the best we can.
Absolutely.
And I'm sure there's good-hearted PETA people all around the world.
PETA people, non-PETA people, all peoples,
Let's just care for animals, please.
and each other.
Speaking of animals, Luigi Mangione.
Yeah.
What a sexy beast he is.
Yes.
There's some new stories coming out about his interaction with the McDonald's employee that ended up calling the police on him in order to receive a bit of money from the law enforcement, which they never did receive because they called the wrong number.
Oh.
So it doesn't count anymore?
No, because
No.
they called 911. They didn't call the 1-800 I'm a snitch line.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yes. So my question here is, after we listen to some of the dialogue that apparently Luigi Mangione, what else is his name, Kyle?
Oh, Squeegee Mangiusami.
Yes, Squeegee
Yes,
Mangione.
yes, the one that came
Sex
directly
tapes.
out of Kyle's heart.
Yeah.
Apparently, this is what he told the McDonald's employee. He says, I apologize for the inconvenience of the day. So he's like, I'm sorry. Yeah, I killed a CEO, came in here for a hash brown. Sorry I inconvenienced you in any way.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Then he says, if you call the police, it's not going to be good for you. He says,
What?
They aren't going to put the cashier from McDonald's information out there, are they? That's what he asked. And then he says, it wouldn't be good for her. A lot of people would be upset. I was arrested.
What?
So it shows a bit of self-awareness about the fame, the clout,
Yeah, like
the street cred that he was gaining while he was on the run.
it was weird. Like, did he already? So he hadn't gotten caught when he said that.
He had gotten caught.
He was saying
and
that in the interview room.
He was speaking that to law enforcement.
Wow,
So
that is a threat if I've ever heard one.
He knew he was famous.
Yeah.
And now we wonder, is the cashier from McDonald's, are the people who stan Mangione, are they going to come after her? Which I say don't do that because she's just a McDonald's employee.
She's just a McDonald's emploee. I'm not going to do that to her either.
Yeah.
No.
I don't know who she is, and I also won't be doing any heavier research to find out
Yeah,
because it is what it is. He's also already behind bars.
Right.
She's clearly not a Stangione.
No, she is not. Not whatsoever. Or maybe she does like him and she knew the best way to get him is if he's incarcerated, limited female options. Next thing you know, she's the best he can get.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Although I don't think
Oh
that's
my
the case
God,
because
is-
he's getting sent like a lot of wet panties and stuff. And then the prison guards are like, we can't give these to him. And then they wear them and stuff.
Yeah.
Okay, hear me out. A rom-com starting with the same premise. There's someone on the run, goes to McDonald's. At first, she stitches on him, tries to get some money. It doesn't work.
Right.
They become enemies, battling each other, but they fall in love.
Yeah, I think that would be fantastic.
Yeah.
It already is in a small town. So that's what all the Hallmark movies are.
Yeah,
That's true.
totally.
Yeah.
Hallmark movies, a horrible message, by the way.
Yeah, seriously. Aren't they all like move out of the city, go back to your hometown?
Yes, and the problem is they never make the boyfriend of the girl that's going back to the small town bad enough for her to break up with. And
Yeah.
then she goes and she meets some farmer who's got a big ding dong. And then she's
Yeah.
like, ooh, gosh, I need that girth. Old lawyer Steve doesn't have girth like that.
Right.
And then she stays on the farm.
Right.
But she needs to be in a horrible relationship.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
then when she goes back to the small town and she gets rescued by Earl, who, yes, he voted for Trump, but he's a good guy.
He's a good guy. He is
Then it makes more sense.
family matters to him.
Exactly. So this was a letter to Manhattan Supreme Court Judge Gregory Caro This is what they say. They say this is the very opposite of someone who is seeking to terrorize anyone or wishing harm or violence to anyone. So they're saying this proves that Mangione is super nice. And what he's saying is, leave this McDonald's worker alone. Although, again, as Kyle said, it does seem like it could be seen as a threat.
Yeah. I think it was. I think it kind of was. He was like, hey, no, she's all right. We're not going to release her information, right? Because if we did, it wouldn't be good for her.
It would not be good for her. And that's scary. She's probably a little scared right now.
That's probably, and because he's right. It would not be good for her.
Prosecutors accused Mangione. Mangiotes. Ooh, that sounds like a nice little like
a cereal.
Ooh, yeah, Mangiotes. Perfect for the breakfast of murderers.
Sugar-coated Mangiotes.
You know, when you wake up in the morning and you're all groggy, but you got to go kill a CEO.
Yeah.
Have some Mangiotes.
Good.
They say they're worried that Mangione is leading a campaign of harassment, backlash, and death threats towards anyone that has gone against him. This is what they say. They say there is simply, now, however, his defense team says there is simply no evidence that Mr. Mangione is responsible for any of these threats, directly, indirectly, or in any manner. Mr. Mangione has been nothing but cooperative, peaceful, and has shown concern for others.
Yeah.
But this is where, as we all know, when fans take it upon themselves because they think, oh, Lord Mangione will be happy if I go kill this person, things can get out of hand.
It's so true. Everyone gets, what's that word? What's the super fan crazy shit? I don't know.
I think that's about it.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean, look at what's happening right now with the perhaps release of Yolanda, the woman who killed Selena.
Ooh.
Oh, don't even. Okay, well, she deserves all that shit.
Yep. So Mangione says he hopes everyone is civilized towards the cashier. And he has nothing wrong to say about her. One crazed Mangione supporter said, to the stupid bitch that ratted out my baby Luigi Mangione,
holy shit.
You will be dealt with.
Who the hell said that?
A Mangione fan, a Stangione.
That's insane. Yeah, see, that's the problem. That is the problem with super fandom. They go pretty nuts.
Yeah, Mangione killed a CEO of a corrupt healthcare company. You can't then just go kill a McDonald's employee who technically was probably a little scared.
Yeah, and also kind of wanted some money.
Maybe wanted some money and again, dialed the wrong number.
They should be bringing up a debate of whether or not McDonald's employees are paid enough. Because if they want to... If she was comfortable, she wouldn't have to turn them in.
Wait, wasn't that like a whole argument that happened a couple years back, and now the minimum wage is like $16 an hour for McDonald's employees?
Well, I think in California, but I don't know about Township, Pennsylvania.
Yeah, in California, and then that's just raised all the food costs, and then they say, oh, we can't afford any more employees, and then everything's being automated, so people are getting out of work, leading to the job crisis that we currently have.
Yeah.
Isn't that interesting how the corporations always win?
Yes.
So, apparently the McDonald's store has been receiving review bombs. So people are like, that Big Mac stunk. Yeah, don't go there for chicken nuggets. Those chicken nuggets more like chicken slugs. They're bad.
Chicken snitches.
Yeah. So one star review. This is the Altoona McDonald's. One person gave it a 1 star.
Oh.
Can you imagine that? McDonald's, the best of the best of the best.
Yeah. I mean, what is anyone rating McDonald's for? We all know what it is. We all know how we all feel about it.
Yeah, I'm going to yelp against McDonald's.
You're either for it or you're against it. You stay away from it, or you understand that it's there for you at 3:00 in the morning when you're really drunk.
Yeah.
That's fine.
McDonald's, no one's there. No one's for or against it. McDonald's is.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I'm very Buddhist about McDonald's. And sometimes in a pinch,
it just is.
You're driving on the highway, it's been 4 hours, your eyes are watery.
Yep.
You see that golden arch and you're like, oh man, that's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
Every McDonald's is the same. All the food is the same. The only thing that's different are the varying levels of employees showing you how much they don't give a fuck about you.
Literally.
Right.
Yeah, totally.
And my favorite employee that sucks is the one that actually is good to the customer, where they just like, here you go.
Yeah, here's extra.
Yeah. They're like,
that's what I would do.
I hate my job. You get 2 extra nuggets. You get an extra fries.
Oh, I love it. Then all of a sudden there's if they have onion rings, there's a little onion ring in there, and it's just a great shit show.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
So yes, one person, they gave a 1-star review of McDonald's and then negative comments, but they were quickly removed by Google. One fanatical follower they sent a support in a heart-shaped letter. And this is interesting. So it says, Luigi, we are rooting for you. Keep your head held high and know there are thousands of people wishing you luck. And that was nice because that letter came in the form of a heart.
Oh,
So that's kind of where he was aiming at the CEO.
that is fantastic.
Yeah. So anyway, if you are Stangione, do as Luigi says. Don't attack the McDonald's employee.
No.
Don't attack the McDonald's employee.
If you leave a 1-star at the end, Altoona McDonald's, I think they'll be able to handle it.
Yeah.
that one should be fine.
Yeah,
Leave your 1-star reviews.
that's fine.
Yeah, because the people writing the reviews, that's one thing. But who's reading the reviews? Like, am I going to go to this one?
Right. It's like, I wonder what the service and the cuisine level is here. They're like, if you come here, ask for Martha. She is the best.
The best. Anyway, that trial, again, it's set to start later this year. And I am sure it will be a media storm.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah. Oh, man.
And we'll see.
Kind of can't wait. But
I mean, if they can do what O.J. Simpson was able to do and flip it and put the LAPD on the stand, in this case, put UnitedHealthcare on the stand,
yeah.
and just say, this is how bad this company is. People forget Mangione was even a murderer. Who knows?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody has been screwed at some point by health insurance.
It's very true. I think that's what started his likability to begin with.
Exactly.
Aside from the fact that he's hot.
That didn't hurt. If he was
Yeah.
like super dumpy,
Yeah.
if he was like,
I mean, we'd like him, but I don't know.
no, don't give women that much credit. You would not like him.
No, come on. We love Tom Hanks.
Tom Hanks is very attractive.
He's like, he's cute.
Yeah, he's fine.
Yeah, exactly. He's
What
just
about
fine.
Lou Pearlman?
Oh, God. He molested all the Backstreet Boys and stuff.
Jeez. Oh, that guy. Okay.
Very fat.
Yeah,
He was
yeah,
Weinstein
yeah.
before
Just
Weinstein
giant.
before Weinstein.
Just
I'm saying
giant guy.
If he looked like Lou Pearlman and he was all fat and looked like the South Park character that was the gamer that had a bunch of zits all over his face and
Totally,
tries to beat
totally.
the boys
Yep,
in
yep.
World of Warcraft,
Yeah, yeah.
nobody would have cared.
Everyone would have been like, it sucks.
I'm not changing his bedpan.
Oh, my God.
No heart-shaped letters for you.
No heart-shaped letters.
Yeah.
Nothing. So Luigi is very lucky, but beauty fades, Mr. Mangione.
It does.
Although, I don't know, he might be attractive forever. Bastard.
Yeah. Jeff is saying, what about a Steve Buscemi type guy?
Now, Steve Buscemi,
I don't know. We found our way to love him too.
yes, that is true. And Buscemi, I have so much respect for him. First of all, firefighter.
Yeah.
They're a
Volunteer.
volunteer firefighter. They're on 9/11.
Amazing.
Can you imagine being saved by Steve Buscemi?
That'd be crazy.
You'd be like, I was for sure hallucinating. I could have sworn Steve Buscemi saved my life. That's how bad it was out there.
Yeah. Is this heaven?
Yeah.
Oh, Steve. You want me a sausage McMuffin? He says that in a film as he's going down a hill on rollerblades, I
Yep.
believe it is.
Wow.
It's very, very
Okay.
funny. Steve Buscemi also, Hollywood said, fix your teeth. And he said no.
Said, fuck you.
They also told him to change his last name. He said no.
No.
And now look at him. He's perfect because he's not perfect.
Yep, that's true. No one can replace him.
Isn't that the message? We're
Yep.
perfect because we're not perfect.
Yes, I love that.
I should be a priest.
Well,
Get over here, kids.
that's a stretch. Okay, let's not.
I don't know if they make priest outfits in my size.
That's so true. You'd have to have it like really tailored for you.
Yeah.
And that white collar thing around your neck.
You'd have to be like
Oh.
Brother Ben because they have like the monk outfit.
Yeah.
Did you just call him Friar Ben?
Friar Ben. Yeah.
Deep fryer, Ben. All right. Well, let's move on to the future that is now, that is hell.
Yep.
The robots,
Oh,
they have decided to visit the White House.
again?
And so why is Elon Musk so powerful and why is he sucking all over Donnie's nips? It's because the government's going to and will continue to give Tesla a boatload of money when it comes to their new humanoid robots. 2 Tesla robots have appeared on Capitol Hill,
Wow.
and they were there to the applause of many.
Vote or die.
Of course, these robots, within 5 to 10 years, will be very common in homes. As a matter of fact, Bill Gates says the majority of human beings will no longer be needed in about 10 years because of the humanoid robots, which are already unbelievably agile. and for all intents and purposes, intelligent.
Yeah. People get so scared about these things because
I'm scared of these things.
they're like, you're welcoming this into your house and it's filming the inside of your house. So it's going to send back all the appliances you have, all the actual, brand names of everything.
Well, next thing you know, it's molesting the microwave. Now I've got myself a little toaster because he fucking knocked up my wave. And then boom, and from there, it's a goddamn nightmare.
Yeah, but anyone who's ever had an Oculus or a Meta mask, it's already done that. It's already mapped your entire house.
Yeah, isn't it? Isn't it also like in all of the cameras of our phones, our computers,
Yes,
our televisions,
security
our smart
systems.
TVs, your security systems?
Everything.
Like it's already all recording.
The UK just unleashed their first facial recognition cameras as well. So it's here, and in my personal opinion, it's fucking awful.
Yeah.
Now, that being said, in some ways I understand robots, speaking of 9/11, would have been nice to have them.
Oh yeah,
They
that
could
would
have
been
gone up
great.
there. Yeah.
They could have done a lot.
They could have done a bunch.
Yeah.
Yep.
And you could make one with all fucked up teeth so it looks like Buscemi. So I understand they can have a role in our society.
It's true, they can. As far as making humans useless, way ahead of you there, pal. You can replace me to do pretty much anything, and I already know that. So,
But they're gonna come out with like the Tesla Bot 5000 that's just there to get stoned on your couch, and then you're gonna be the one that cleans for it.
exactly. That'll be like the worst that happens. I'll be like, come on, they took my job.
It took my job.
They took my purpose.
What was your job? Stoner trash.
It was really working out.
2 Tesla humanoid robots were at an event. Onlookers looked at them and said, "Oh my God, that's amazing." They waved their arms and held up their fingers. And this is what is so disgusting.
Middle fingers?
No, it's even worse. It's even worse, Kyle. It's even worse than that. I would have loved the middle finger. It'd be like Stone Cold Steve Austin's programming these things. Who is going to be controlling the AI within the bots? It's going to be a bunch of fucking assholes.
Yep.
Why do I say that? One of the robots held a Richard Nixon-like 2 fingers pose. Remember when Richard Nixon was like, "I am not a crook," he did all this fucking shit?
Yep.
That's what the robot did. So these robots are currently acting like Richard Nixon, which isn't that straight out of Futurama? Don't they have Richard
head.
Nixon's head?
Yeah, they do.
Oh my God, I'm going to have a heart attack.
Or it could be like a flight attendant that's like pushing you that way, everybody this way to die.
Yeah.
Because they do their little finger thing.
I need the flight attendants to also be concerned that the plane is going to crash. Otherwise, what's the point of them caring?
Yeah. They have to feel a sense of mortality along with us. They can't just be like machines just flying in the sky. And
No, the machine's like, "I'll be fine."
Yeah.
Yeah, you're a fucking asshole.
And they're like, sorry, the strategy says we should just dunk straight down into the water.
Yeah,
That's what we're going to do.
I'm going to be good.
Yeah.
I can swim.
I only got scared one time on a flight, and that is when I saw the flight attendant scared, and I was like, "Oh no,
Yeah.
Oh, damn.
that's not good."
I'd rather see them scared than be like, fucking, let's go. Because they hate their job so much. They're like, let's fucking just do it this time.
Jesus Christ. Imagine seeing that.
It's like, I got good news. We're going down.
Well, if they start
Seriously.
throwing all the food for free,
Well, that'd be
Kinda
nice.
nice.
Some stroop waffles for you.
Yeah.
oh yes,
Oxygen mask drop down. You grab it if you want to keep going. But honestly, it's probably going to get worse. So optional,
optional.
you know?
Also, just I'll take a little pass out.
Yeah, pass out before you
Sure.
fucking get horrifically destroyed.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
used to play
yeah.
the pass out game growing up. It was kind of fun.
Yeah.
It didn't hurt my brain.
No,
Didn't ruin
no.
all my fucking brain cells.
I can tell.
At one point, a robot's arm swung out and hit the dividing rope, briefly sending a security guard to go scramble and fix it. So these things are out of control.
Oh, boy.
It's out there drunk.
Why is it so? Okay, but it's not going to. How is it going to get into our house?
We're going to let it in.
Yeah, gonna open the door.
Yes,
The Amazon driver's gonna drop it off.
Pay for it.
literally.
Why would we? I don't want that in my house. I won't be buying one.
Who knows? They are going to be very, very common.
They're not like
soon.
compost boxes that they just drop off at all of your doors and are like, we recycle our compost now. Like we can't. They're not going to force all of us to have this robot.
Out of all the companies, obviously there's Boston Dynamics. We've talked a lot about that. Boston Dynamics has just been beating the shit out of their robots for 20 years.
Yeah.
And so when these robots finally, and they already have, we're in Black Mirror. They can you can't beat them up. You can't knock them down. These things are unreal because they've just been getting beat up for 20 fucking years.
Yeah.
God, I mean, look what happened with Michael Jackson. They're going to be amazing.
Oh, yeah, that's so true. Yeah, that really worked for him, didn't it?
It really did.
Until it really didn't.
Well, he had some issues.
Yeah, well.
He was stressed out.
Well, who knows what these robots are going to fucking do once they get fucking stressed out.
So this is, again, why is Elon Musk everywhere? This unelected D-bag.
Yeah.
It is because he is going to be getting massive government contracts.
God,
and
guys,
it looks like the first humanoids will be Tesla, which if it's an if his cars are any indication of the quality of these machines, I just don't know if they're going to be any good.
Yeah.
What do you have to keep on fixing the fucking thing?
Yeah.
I'd be so annoyed if can't go out. I got to fix my fucking sex bot. Anyway, they say they're in a competition with China and they want to win that competition. It's sort of like the space race.
Yeah.
Oh,
but with tech, it's like a tech space race basically going on.
Tech race.
And it's a tech race.
Yeah.
So, yeah, they say all the companies have shown tremendous ingenuity and we're pleased to highlight all their efforts. It's just the people that are going to be controlling these things. They're not going to be good people.
Mm-hmm.
And that is what scares me because technically they're just a utility. But again, who is the ones creating the product? So anyway, Tesla bots, they're officially meeting with the president. And I have a feeling he's going to take their advice very seriously.
Oh, boy.
Yeah. Anyone in the chat concerned about this?
Nobody's concerned about this yet.
I think they're really hopped up about the McDonald's in Japan.
Yes.
What are they talking about, McDonald's in Japan?
It's a really nice one.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Amazing menu options. And to be fair, I was thinking about that too earlier where I'm like, McDonald's is also like the Golden Arches is like it's like a breath of air when you're like somewhere where you don't know how to get food. If you're somewhere foreign,
Right,
you don't know what
but then I went to the one in the UK and it was gross. They didn't have honey mustard. They only had mayo. It was gross.
Ooh, British McDonald's, huh?
Yeah, dip your chicken nuggets into mayo.
Yeah, that's what they do over there.
No thanks.
Or a gravy.
Ugh.
Yeah.
That wouldn't be bad, actually.
Cultural differences.
You know?
I also love that you are such trash that you went overseas and you went to McDonald's.
Fuck yeah.
Yeah.
Again, when you go overseas, sometimes there's not a lot of options for you. I mean, God forbid you're like a gluten-free American or something. Or vegan, or
in Ireland,
you don't like curry, but it's all there is in town. Like you go to McDonald's.
I don't want to receive a bunch of hate mail.
Yeah.
But I'm just going to say this. There's no such thing as a hungry person with a gluten allergy.
Yeah.
Or a vegan. If you're hungry,
that's true.
You're a human. You're going to be like, give me that fucking chicken right there.
Give me the food.
I'm going to kill everything to get that chicken.
Yeah.
But yes, obviously in a perfect world, we would like not to have to kill everything we see to eat it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Which most of the animals that we have now on Earth, because we've eradicated all of them, most of them are just there for livestock. And then that's also the number one contributor to some of the pollution problems, global problems with the environment.
Yeah, because they're farting too much.
But we need it for food.
We need
real
it.
big old fat fucks.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Vicious.
But McDonald's doesn't even have real meat or cheese, right?
Not really.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is.
Yeah, I don't know.
It's delicious.
It's amazing. It's amazing. But yeah, let me not have McDonald's come and beat us up in 1 week right after PETA.
Yeah. Well, all I know is when it comes to the Tesla robots being at the White House, I'm not loving it.
Nope.
I'm not. Nope.
Speaking of fat fucks, let's move on.
Oh, to who?
The Gilgo Beach Killer.
Oh.
What?
More, the Gilgo Beach Killer, Rex Heuermann. This is the guy he killed. What was the total number? Have they decided?
They haven't decided yet. They're still connecting him to a bunch of different cases.
This is an area, it's a landmass, and this is where a lot of women were dumped, and authorities knew this is the dumping ground, but they didn't find this man for a long time.
Wow.
There is a new Netflix doc series called Gone Girls, the Long Island Serial Killer. It covers the case of the Gilgo Beach killings, which went on from 1993 to 2011.
Wow. That's like a 20-year run.
Yes. Which,
oh my God.
Usually, I feel like serial killers tend to get caught a little sooner than that.
Yeah.
But they went in and they spoke with Rex Heuermann's former neighbors. He is currently he's been arrested for killing 7 women. But again, that number is likely to go up.
Yeah, it'll go up double digits for sure.
Oh
yes.
my God.
This is according to director Liz Garbus. She says, when I learned he was arrested, I was honestly just shocked. I was relieved. She says, I reached out to the family members of the victims who for the first time in so long had some hope of getting more answers in their case for justice. Apparently, as we learn more about him, his neighbors did think he was kind of creepy.
Yeah.
Yeah, look at that face is terrifying. I can't imagine being one of those girls and having that to be the last face I see. This is awful. This is exactly who's in your nightmares.
It really is. And I believe he works in finance.
Wow.
He was an architect or something.
Was he an architect?
Engineer.
An architect? Come on. People love architects. Don't give architects a bad name.
An architect of murder.
Architectural consultant.
Wow.
Put a lid on it. What the fuck do you do? I'm an architectural consultant. You want to put walls there?
I mean, he could have.
Thank you for your consultation.
Yeah, no problem. Have you put a roof on that? I'm Rex Hurman.
He
I know what I'm doing.
He should have gotten in contact with the people who were building the buildings he was working on, because then he could have just buried them in cement in the foundation.
There was a person in Canada that was doing something similar, but with pots.
Oh,
Because he was in charge of landscaping, and he would kill somebody, and then he'd put them in. It's not funny. I don't know why.
I mean, it is a little silly. To
It's
be
a little silly,
punching someone into a pot.
right? And then you would put a flower on it, and you'd be like, "Look at that,
Yeah,
done."
Done.
and then it just reeks.
DIY.
Yeah. And then slowly but surely, people are like, "I don't like that flower anymore." And then they take it out. They're like, "Hey, there's a dead body in there."
It's just DIY body composting.
It must be weird knowing there was a serial killer, I'm blanking on his name though, now, where he knew where all the bodies were buried and stuff, and he would drive by him like all the time. It must be strange.
Yeah,
That is really
But that's all
weird.
part of their psychotic process.
Probably satisfying for him. Like you said, hi to them when he passed by all the time.
yeah.
Yes. So he has pleaded not guilty. So this trial is also going to be one that we'll be watching today. Watching this year rather, and I want to just take a look at this fucking haircut and the fat fuck. He's got.
Oh God, he's terrifying.
He is so terrifying, and he's a big boy, and of course, mostly big boys are very good people, but not in this case.
Not in this case.
Those eyes, man.
Dead eyes,
Yeah.
Yeah.
architect eyes.
Architect consultant eyes.
Oh, even fucking worse. God,
Yeah.
it's horrible. You're gonna want to put a bathroom on the second floor. I know whenever I go to my friend's house, I blow it up. So I usually like to go to a bathroom that's a little further away from people.
It's true.
Want to put a secluded bathroom in there? Maybe it's your problem, Rex. Do you just shit a lot?
It smells like a dead person in there. Well, don't check it out.
Don't check it out.
That's the grave room. Oh, you didn't put a graveyard room in your new house? Well. According to the Oscar-nominated director, again, of this new film, Gone Girls, they say, I think that there were many in law enforcement who wanted to do right on this case, who felt maligned in the media in general because they felt there was a lot of blame going on the police force. Well, many people, specifically me, thought that it may have been a police officer doing it. That theory was very prominent because it's like, again, how are all these? We have all of these bodies
Yeah.
and no suspect. But obviously it was not, again.
Yeah.
So they say
All covered up. And why was he so good? Because he had a dumping ground in
He had
one
his-
area that nobody checked.
It was a
For
few different
20
ones, but
for
yeah.
20 years.
Yep. So the Emmy-winning director is talking about some of the things that have been happening. They say there was a specific member of law enforcement that was getting shat on when it comes to the case, and that was this fella, Jimmy Burke. Now, Jimmy Burke, they were a police commissioner, and they went to federal prison for beating a crook who stole his dildo and porn stash, and also got busted for soliciting sex in the Long Island Park.
Whoa.
So that was like a lot of people were like, that's the cop working on the case?
Yeah.
Someone who beat someone for stealing his dildo and porn stash?
Yeah. Yeah.
So there was a bit of corruption or just downright stupidity within the police force.
Yeah, just like some slacking off kind of thing going on.
Yes. So this is what the director says when it comes to the police force. What we know now when we look at the Suffolk County is that there were two criminals running the place for a large part of the time in which this case should have been solved. There was DA Thomas Spoda, and then there was the aforementioned Jimmy Burke, both who are now convicted felons.
Whoa.
Wow.
So it's the
was
cop,
a
the
shock.
DA, and now
Yeah.
the serial killer. They're all going to be in the same place.
Jesus.
Talk about a sitcom.
That would suck. Passing by each other in the hallway is going to be awkward. lunchroom cafeteria shit, especially just anyone in the DA just being in prison. That's scary.
Right. And so why wasn't this case being solved? Well, Spoda, again, the former DA from 2002 to 2017, he was found guilty of obstructing a federal probe into Burke.
Well, there was a
Wait,
probe
what?
into Burke.
So
He
Burke,
probed
His dildo.
no.
Yeah.
So Burke beat up someone for stealing his dildo and porn stash, and then the DA was like, "We're not looking into it." So then the DA got 5 years. This is fucking ridiculous.
Wow.
Oh, anyway, Garbus, the director, says there are plenty of good folks in law enforcement, and I was able to talk with some of them as well.
Oh my God.
But Burke and Spoda, these two guys are apparently one of the main reasons why more women were killed, because they were too busy covering up their dildo crime. What is happening?
Guys, come on, focus. Stop stealing each other's dildos.
Oh, my Lord.
Why
Imagine if the dildo he was saying was stolen was just his standard issued baton. But he's like, someone stole my my baton.
I named it Billy.
Oh,
Billy likes the butthole.
There's just a cock on the end of it.
like a little mushroom tip. Oh.
Oh, my Lord.
Like, why is your baton ribbed?
Anyway, so this documentary seems to be fairly, it's going to be, I think, fairly interesting.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I'm going to watch this.
According to Garbus, they say it's striking many of his neighbors were not surprised, which is interesting because, as we've talked about many times, a serial killer gets caught and they're like, Leroy did that. He was so nice.
Yeah.
I'm happy when it's just like, yeah, that makes sense. That checks out.
Yeah, I know, right? That was, and then you have all these people that are like, I always knew that guy was fucking weird. I told you to stay away from
Yeah.
him.
Right.
It's crazy. He made so much money. He was, in a high powered profession, and he just lived in this creepy old little shack. Like,
Evidently, he and his wife, they wanted to live off the grid.
yeah, I think that was his
Off
idea.
The grid.
Yes.
Yes.
But he did have neighbors, according to the documentarian. They say his house was in an area where people are really house proud. So people are like insecure, basically.
Yeah.
And they want to be like, look, we're doing so good. I got a house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right? But his house was all nasty. They say that kids would cross the street when they were going trick-or-treating as they were weirded out by the people who lived in Huerman's home, which of course was he and his wife. So that was the house you don't go to.
Well, that's good. They followed their instincts really well there, because who knows if you would have come back out.
People had to have heard something because he built a torture room in his basement that was hidden from his family. They didn't even know about it. And it had a drain where all the blood would go down and everything.
What?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I've talked about this for years. If there is a room in your house that you're not allowed to go into,
It's a murder room.
it's a murder room.
It's for sure a murder room.
Even if you're
Unless it's your parents' sex dungeon.
well, that's yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, you still should be allowed to like check it out. I guess that's different.
Yes.
But how many parents have sex dungeons?
Well, we don't know that now,
We
do
don't
we? We're
know,
not
we don't
allowed
know.
in there.
Right. Yeah.
No. All right, that's true. Yeah, now I don't want to do that. I don't want to go into that room.
No.
Yeah.
But that's why if the parents are smart, they leave it unlocked. And then when you go into it, then they look at you and you're like, "Are you happy you saw that now?"
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Mom likes to pretend she's Jesus Christ.
Yeah. My parents used to leave like Christmas presents in like the closets that were like openly accessible that I would never open, and I would never find them.
Yep.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Yes, indeed.
Pretty easy to fool Kyle.
It is.
Let's move on to another story. I'm almost going to make this guy butt of the week.
Oh,
Almost going
a
to
person.
a person, but also an idea. The dad, and that idea is vigilante justice.
Oh,
Gotcha.
The father of a sex-trafficked Long Island teen is suing a hospital because they say they abused his daughter after she was rescued from a 25-day nightmare. Do you guys remember this case at all?
Yes.
No.
So this young girl, she was taken for 25 days. Her father goes full Liam Neeson, breaks down the
Definitely.
door, grabs her. She is on she's been drugged. She's, out of it, and she has been, raped many times. Absolutely horrible.
Yeah.
Okay. He gets her, he brings her to the hospital, and then he claims at the hospital she was sexually abused again.
What?
Just absolutely horrible. And this man, he really is. No one was helping him get his daughter. They're maybe not of the greatest economic means. He's all tatted up. Maybe cops didn't take him seriously, whatever it is. But they say that an employee, quote, got handsy with the teen and groped her at the hospital after, again, she endured 25 days of horrific abuse.
Oh, my God.
Yeah. They say that they have assured him that the abuse was being addressed and that the individual would not pose any further risk to his daughter. This poor guy, he's got tattoos all over his face. Again, you can see that maybe if he walks in, he's got a diamond on his cheek, for example.
Right.
Maybe if he walks into law enforcement, he's like, my daughter's been taken. I could see them being like, probably one of your friends.
Right.
Yeah.
Who cares, weirdo? Get out of here.
He could also just own a tattoo shop.
Who cares, right? It doesn't matter. But I'm saying, I just feel
it's why he's not very like believed or taken seriously.
it's why he had to go and do it himself.
Yeah.
So he's suing the hospital, and I just hope that they get money or something. This poor girl, though, my God.
Yeah.
This is all the people. There's 13 people that have been arrested for it.
Yes, 13 people that have been arrested, and it looks like one of the billboards anti-crystal meth billboards.
Jesus.
They all have sunken cheeks. They're just
so
hideous.
weird.
This is the worst Brady Bunch layout I've ever seen.
Yes, and I will give them some credit. Diverse.
Right. Right.
So they're not racist. They're rapists.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So she had been rescued by her dad from a docked boat.
What?
After he got a tip that she was there.
Wow. Oh man.
A tip from who though? This case is going to be wild.
Like how the hell did he find out?
Really true. However, her ordeal continued when state mental health worker Deshaun McLean allegedly molested and groped her.
Dude.
Oh my God. Anyway,
Hasn't she been through enough?
please, God, leave this girl alone. She's 15 fucking years old.
Yeah.
Anyway, and just I want justice for this entire family. And you're right, it reads like a Hollywood movie,
Yeah.
but unfortunately, it's real. Christopher Ross, the attorney for the fella, he has not replied for a request for comment. At least 13 people have been arrested so far. Authorities say it revolved around a drug and sex trafficking ring. And obviously the girl was there for 25 days on a boat. And again, if you want to take a look at the 13 people, holy shit.
Yeah.
What a bunch of losers.
I don't even know how any of those people had a boat.
Seriously.
So true.
Yeah. How did they all meet?
Right. This is a really, really bad high school club.
Yes. What are you doing after school? Well, kidnapping.
Sex ring.
Oh. Anyway, that's that story. So, butt of the week? Vigilante? No, it doesn't really read like butt of the week.
I mean, it could be.
I was like,
It
who's
could be.
butt of the week? I got
Well, not the. This is the boat she was
The
rescued
dad.
on.
the boat. That's not the boat of the week.
No, it's not the boat of the week. It's
The
a bad
father,
boat.
the father was the butt of the week.
Father's the butt of the week, but then
Well,
also,
well,
does he want to be butt of the week? 'Cause
He's
it's so sad.
father of the year is what he is.
Well, he's father. I mean,
Father of a lifetime.
really,
Yeah.
that's. I mean, I don't know if any good came out of it. It's like at least your dad loves you
Yeah.
You know?
because no one else seemed to care.
Yeah.
No one else is coming.
Stinks because the movie title, My Father the Hero, is already taken by Gerard Depardieu.
Oh, he's on trial right now too.
Wow.
Oh, boy.
You know what? I got another butt of the week. We're doing butt of the week, and this butt of the week is an idea called flirting with your significant other, but sometimes it goes wrong.
Oh.
So, this is the last story of the day. It's a humiliating moment. A distressed man was rushed to the emergency room after his wife's hand got stuck in his mouth. Isn't that funny?
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Wait. Stuck in his mouth?
Yeah, they were doing something kind of fun. They were in the Jilin region in China, so there wasn't a lot to do.
Okay.
And they were playing a game
oh
called...
my God.
Yeah. They were playing a game called Put Your Hand in My Mouth. Yeah. And then she did, and then the guy got lockjaw.
Yeah.
And then so he couldn't get the hand out of his mouth.
Oh my God. Ow. My
Isn't that
jaw
weird?
is already hurting. It's already hurting just thinking about it.
Yeah.
Oh my God. What a silly, silly fucking goose.
Yeah, so he's like, hey, babe, I bet you I could fit your hand in my mouth. And she's like, let's try. And then they did. And then all of a sudden, he started to make strange gurgling noises.
Oh my God.
Yeah, and he drooled a whole bunch.
Yeah, right. And he was like, no, like that, no. And she's like, just take my hand out of your mouth. And he was like, no, no. She's
I had to
like,
do this to my son last night
Wait,
to get him
what?
to stop choking.
Oh, yeah, his son
Oh.
choked on beads.
Oh, poor kid.
It was a good run. He made it to 10 months. That's pretty
Yeah.
good.
Sounds like he did not get lockjaw.
No.
No, thank God.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Yeah, because his teeth are like razors. He would have just cut your hand clean off,
Yes.
dude. You would have not made it.
Well, that's what happened to this gal. They say things took a turn for the worst. The woman began feeling a bunch of pain as her husband's teeth were uncontrollably clapped down on her wrist
Ow!
because he was having muscle spasms.
Ow!
Yeah, she says it felt like my hand was in a meat grinder.
Why would? Okay.
So
Well,
that's not good. Sharp teeth.
yeah, meat grinder. Maybe he should see the
Yeah.
dentist.
The man can be seen. He's crying in distress and struggling to breathe through his nose because his wife's hand is in his mouth. It's very bizarre. So they had to go to the hospital.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah, in a very embarrassing manner, I imagine. I mean,
Yeah.
no one's driving; they have to go in an ambulance
Right.
or take an Uber.
So they say what happened was the man's jaw muscles had contracted and clamped down. He removed the woman's hand by gently rotating her wrist for 20 minutes. Just rotating for 20 minutes.
You got to massage the jaw.
Yeah.
gotta
Get it to
massage
loosen
the-
up.
Yeah, yeah. I feel like they could have taken care of this problem at home. They just panicked so
No.
much about it.
I think, yeah, because he couldn't breathe. He's
Mm.
drooling
Yeah,
all
yeah.
over her hand.
Well, like you said, with the jaw massaging and the rotating of the wrist,
Right.
just rotate the wrist.
But they were stressed.
Exactly. So
They were
it's-
stressed.
It's the panic and it's the uncontrollable clamping. I think the more stressed he is, the more he's clamping. So I don't know.
They were trying to make a funny video, apparently. And and the video was, he says, your hand, they were trying to see if her hand was small enough to fit inside his mouth. And it does.
It does, but at what cost?
Yeah.
He looks so angry.
It looks
Yeah.
more deeply concerned. Oh,
Oh, yeah.
He
What
said
a
thought.
way to die.
yeah.
That would have been really traumatic for the
Absolutely.
wife.
Yeah.
She loses a finger or two.
Yeah. He's really got a big mouth.
I guess I can't understand. Yeah, how they get into that situation without me feeling the easiness of how your jaw could lock in that situation. I
Right.
feel like just open your mouth.
Sign of weakness. It's a sign of weakness.
Is that what it is?
I think it's a sign of weakness.
I think
Oh, if I was
that.
her, this is definitely like, that's a point. That's a negative point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just
Oh,
give me
for
the
sure.
ick.
Give me the ick. Yeah.
Hands just
Ew.
stuck.
Ew, as her hand is already in his mouth.
Yeah.
Ew,
Yeah.
why are you so weird? You can't even open your mouth larger than that.
She gets it out. Her hand's all pruned.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
ugh,
Smells
God.
weird.
Oh, it's gonna smell so bad.
Oh, yeah.
Oh
Well,
my God! She's gonna have like little chunks of food and stuff from his last meal on her on like the
Yeah.
tooth marks on her hand.
Just cut it off.
Yep.
yeah. Like Evil Dead.
Yep.
Make it a chainsaw. All right.
And that's why there should be lube on every single nightstand in the world.
Sure.
Edible lube.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do a dry rub. There was a woman.
Of his hand in his mouth.
No, yes. I can't fit my hand in my mouth. I got a big old hand.
Got mitts.
Yeah. All right. Well, any comments?
Oh,
there's the video.
This is
They're
horrific.
moving.
Oh, there's a video there. So yeah, they have to walk with her like a dumb horse.
Oh my God. We gotta get rid of this. I'm gonna puke.
Oh
for-
my God.
Good for him. Good for
Vanessa
them.
with that story said, so neither of them are having a good time with this. Equal misery.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely horrible.
And it sounds like they're made for each other in stupidity.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Regarding the girl that got kidnapped, the tip was from another girl, Pano says.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah, so that's
That's
crazy.
amazing.
Oh God, that story is so sad.
No, that is a girl's girl.
His
That
tourniquet is saying now DoorDash is sending me notifications about ordering from McDonald's.
Hey, all right, we did it.
And Jeff said, embrace your AI overlords.
I told you. Yeah, they're watching. They're listening already.
There's a lot of people that will.
Yep.
Oh God, I don't know what's going to happen.
Mm-hmm.
I can definitely see something going viral of me just freaking out on a robot cop.
Yeah.
It's going to be bad.
Trying to flirt with the robot cop.
Oh my God. Well, if they make them all sexy.
Why are you being such a nerd, bro?
Yeah.
Why do you have Jenna Jameson's fucking tits on your?
All right, everyone. Thank you for listening. And I'm officially going to say no butt of the week. We'll do it tomorrow. I'm rescinding all of them. None of it's good.
Honestly,
None of it's good.
I'm into that.
Okay.
Oh boy.
All right, everyone. We'll be back later. Hail yourself. Talk to you soon. Bye.
Bye.